Colombia, Peter from Hypocrisy, and we're coming to kick your ass. And we're gonna play at Rock al Parque on Saturday, so you better be there or be square. And don't forget to watch Alejandro's channel, okay? See you.
Hola amigos del canal de Alejandrosis, bienvenidos a una nueva cita musical. Rock al Parque ya está aquí con su edición número 28 a realizarse este sábado 9, domingo 10 y lunes festivo 11 de noviembre, como es tradición, en el Parque Simón Bolívar de Bogotá. Les tenemos una sorpresa, un invitado de lujo, el señor Peter Tägtgren, fundador y líder de la influyente agrupación sueca Hypocrisy, que va a ser ahí protagonista en la primera jornada, la jornada metalera en el escenario principal. Lo hemos contactado en exclusiva. Alejandrosis tiene aquí los detalles directamente con su palabra y quiero que ustedes me acompañen en los siguientes minutos para ponernos a tono con lo que va a ser esta nueva edición de Rock al Parque. Antes de partir, quiero invitarlos a que se suscriban al canal de Alejandrosis. Su apoyo es fundamental para seguir adelante. Si les gusta este contenido, por favor, compártanlo. Un me gusta siempre nos viene muy bien. Será la quinta visita de Hypocrisy a nuestro país. La última se produjo en el año 2022 en el marco del NotFest. Recuerdo haber estado ahí, Movistar Arena. Y ahora será en el escenario principal, escenario Plaza, del Parque Simón Bolívar, donde también va a compartir tarima con los norteamericanos Testament y bueno, algunas bandas colombianas. Revisen los horarios, hagan su itinerario entre los tres escenarios, también con una actitud de compartir, pasarlo bien y descubrir nuevas bandas. Contactamos en Estocolmo a Peter Tägtgren, este señor que es todo un referente, no solo en el escenario, sino también detrás de la consola como productor, y nos va a contar cosas muy interesantes. Lo primero que hice fue hablarle del festival brevemente, que es un festival gratuito, que es tradición en la ciudad, que es subsidiado por el gobierno y que bueno, lo va a ver muchísima gente. No sé cuánta gente exactamente le cabe al escenario Plaza. Esto siempre ha sido un debate, pero definitivamente no fueron las 100.000 personas que algunos creen que vieron a Metallica, pero sí, yo creo que está alrededor de 35.000, 40.000 espectadores cuando la plaza está a full. Y eso le dio mucha alegría, además porque le comenté que va a haber gente que no conoce su música o que de pronto sí la ama, pero a veces no tiene los recursos para pagarse una entrada. Esto nos comentó Peter Tägtgren.
I'm looking very much forward to it. I think it's gonna be wild. I think there'll be fans from us, maybe I don't know, 1,000 people, and the other people gonna see how they react. So they're gonna get together, I think, So they're gonna teach the normal people how to do this.
Okay,
So
wonderful.
that's what I'm hoping for. So our fans will show the other people there how to do it.
Okay, wonderful. For those who have never seen or heard Hypocrisy in their lives, how would Peter Tägtgren define your music and the performance?
Ooh, that's a good question. The music, I would say, is very melodic, very heavy, very dark, sometimes very fast, brutal. It all depends on the mood, So for us, it's really trying to get your emotions out, when you write music for Hypocrisy or pain. So it's on the slow songs live, people are standing still, but it doesn't mean they don't like it. It's just they're enjoying it. It's like you take a journey, when you play, let's say, for instance, like Final Chapter. It feels like you're just going on a long road, and then of course you need to do good stuff with the lights and get the feeling. But I don't know what time we play there. Maybe we'll play in daylight. I have no clue right now. So
6 o'clock. It's dark here at this time.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so hopefully we can get more emotions in the mood of the stage as well then. So that will be cool.
Wonderful. The last album of your band, it's called Worship, came out of 3 years ago. I want to ask you about the receive of your fans about that work, and if you are currently working on new material.
Yeah, I'm sitting and writing a little bit. I think Michael is writing as well. The reception of the new album was very good. I mean, we didn't go down. We actually climbed up a little bit, you know, in getting more people listening to it. So that's very positive. I mean, for 30 plus years, it's not easy for, I don't know, death metal, slice, gothic metal, or whatever you want to call Hypocrisy. I don't know what it is, because it's mixed with all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's hard for being around for so long and still stay up, you know. I've seen a lot of bands disappear, so we're very thankful, you know, and we just write from our hearts, and there's no thoughts behind it, you know. It's just what comes from you. So it's, yeah, we thank our fans because they're the greatest, you know.
Wonderful. Let's talk about the repertory, the songs. There are 13 studio albums, as you said. It's 30 years plus of career. It's not easy to condense all in a short set list. Maybe you only will play an hour, but what can we expect? A lot of older material, an emphasis on the latest album, or a balance?
Yeah, I think, I mean, we have 13 albums. If we play one song of every album, that's 13 songs. That should be like 1.5 hours with Hypocrisy, you know, because most of the songs are very long of our songs. It's not 3 minutes radio hits, you know. It could be 6 minutes sometimes. And so what we're trying to do, we're really trying to set, I think for this festival gig, I think we're niching in more into the old death metal stuff. So there will be a lot from the old albums, and there will, of course there will be also from the newer albums as well. But I think we will put in a lot more from the first 3 albums. I think a little bit in there. So we know, you know, that Colombia like it fast and brutal, you know. So we try to change it over to, you know, it depends which country you're in, but now we know where we're going, so we try to adapt that to the people. They like it more brutal and fast.
La primera vez que Hypocrisy pisó suelo nacional fue hace 20 años. Aquello ocurrió al norte de la ciudad, en un recinto que ya no existe, se llamaba La Farra del Norte. Además que tenía un decorado bastante particular, y el grupo llegaba en el marco de la promoción de su álbum The Arrival. Así que le preguntamos ahora a Peter Tägtgren acerca de sus memorias sobre ese primer show.
I have a lot of good memories. I mean, the first show we ever did was one of the first ones with the Horg, I think. Yeah, we were in this, I don't know what it was. It was like a hangar kind of thing that we played in, and there was a lot of militaries, a lot of beautiful girls. There was so much things, and we walked in there and did sound check, and then when we were going to start playing, it took too long to get us up on stage, so the crowd went crazy, and the front barrier went down, and people jumped up on stage, and it was just chaos. But we came back and we did the job. I don't know how good it sounded, because a lot of things broke in between there. So, but in the end, that's my best memory so far, you know, because I didn't expect that from Colombia. It was just like a fist in your face, you know. Now, if you're not loud enough, you get disappointed instead.
Por casi 20 años en la batería de Hypocrisy estuvo Parque, un hombre impresionante en los tambores, también parte de la banda de black metal Immortal. Bueno, en 2022 hubo un relevo en esta posición. Ahora el puesto lo ocupa Henrik Axelsson. La siguiente inquietud para Peter Tägtgren es acerca de este nuevo percusionista.
He's more of a, I would say, a hardcore drummer, like a little bit more punky, I would say, a little bit more David Lombardo, you know, kind of drumming, you know. And he used to play in The Crown, the 2 or 3 last albums, not on the new one, but the 3 or 4. Yeah, he's been with The Crowns for a while. you know, and he's really funny, and he brings life into to us old people, put it that way, you know. So he's really fun to be around, and we have a really great time. So I'm really happy with him, you know. But like I said, he's drumming styling right now. He's just copying what Lars and Horg has been doing in the past, kind of. But you know, I know where he comes from, and he's uh, more into like more Wolfpack Discharge kind of, you know, a little bit more this kind of punk hardcore stuff. But still a very good. He's super fast on his double bass, you know, and he's just a fun guy to have around you for sure, or
Okay.
be around.
Peter Tägtgren, además de componer, de tocar la guitarra, de cantar, se encarga de producir trabajos de sus bandas, ya sea en Pain, en Hypocrisy, también lo hizo con la agrupación Lindemann y lo ha hecho con un montón de grupos. Eso va desde Sabaton, Therion, Marduk, Tarja, Amon Amart. Bueno, son un montón de producciones las que ha hecho, muchas de ellas en los Avis Studios, que son de su propiedad. Quería saber cuál es el trabajo del cual se siente más orgulloso y cuál producción es la que menos le ha gustado. La sorpresa estuvo en su respuesta.
I would say most of the albums I produced in the 90s and 2000s, I'm pissed off with the sound, because when I was mixing like how the album should sound, and then in the 90s they just, you know, send the mix to the record company. They would send it to someone and they mastered it, and they made it really shitty sometimes with some bands, and it was a battle. So I mean, nowadays you have more control of this stuff, you know. But in the past, it was just like, if I were doing Dimmu Borgir, okay, I send them to Nuclear Blast, the DAT tape that you had, and then you get the album a month later, and like, okay, it sounds like that. Okay. So there was no. The problem is you didn't follow through all the way till the release. You know, that was the biggest mistake. But nowadays, you know, you're from the start to when it's totally done, mastered and everything, you know, you got your nose in that as well. So that's my biggest regrets during the 2000s and the 90s, that we didn't pay too much attention of mastering and things like that. It just, you got the result when album was out, that was all, you know. So you could never say, hey, what the hell did you do? Because I mean, for example, with Dimmu Borgir, Spiritual Black Dimension sounds not so good. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because I knew it sounded so much better than the previous album. And then I found out they remastered it one more time, and they really fucked it up. I actually found one of the DAT tapes, and I gave it to the old drummer, so he could check out the difference between, you know, destroying a good sounding album with mastering it like shit, you know. So yeah, that's how it is sometimes. And then he had mine, what I gave them, you know. So he, because I found it and I was like, holy shit, it sounds so much better, you know.
Okay, that sounds so, unfortunately. But what are you most proud of, maybe for the recent ones?
I don't know. It's so hard. It's like asking who is your favorite son or daughter. You know, it's I enjoyed 99%. Maybe there was one or two bands that I didn't enjoy waking up and go to work with, you know. But most of them, it was fun. It was an experience. You learn to how people work. You know, you become a psychiatrist because you want to push them as much as you can to be a good musician. But sometimes if you push too much, it goes the opposite way. You know, it sounds worse. So you need to know these things as well when you work with bands. You know, how much you can push if it's not good enough. So it's a little balance there.
Okay, believe me, in Colombia there are great heavy metal bands, thrash metal bands, etc. What does it take for a band to have someone like Peter Tägtgren as a producer?
I mean, nowadays I don't really have time. The last album I did was Possessed, you know, and that was like 3 years ago. And before that, it was, yeah, I never really had time to do it. That's why you don't see me produce any bands anymore, because I put all my effort into pain and hypocrisy. And to have these two things running is pretty hectic anyhow nowadays, because nowadays we're out more playing live than we ever did over the last 5-10 years, you know. In the past, I was sitting at home in the studio working with bands instead of going on tours. So we did a couple of festivals here or there, maybe like a 3 weeks headline in Europe, maybe one in America. But nowadays it's like boom, 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 boom all the time. You know, if it's not America, then it's South America. If it's not South America, then it's Europe, or it's Australia, or it's Japan. We're just keep on flying every 2 years. So it's like, whoa, with 2 bands. So you don't have so much energy to get into produce other bands. I mean, I will never say never, but right now I feel I have too much on my plate.
Okay, with your ear, well, you are an specialist. What do you prefer, the vinyl or you are agree with the Spotify thing, or you prefer the CDs because you are a man for the 90s?
No, I mean, I love vinyls, you know, just not only the sound, but you know, also the context of it. You know, it's big, you can touch it and things like that. You can add posters in there. You can do a lot of things with the vinyls, I think. And also the vinyl itself, you can do crazy stuff. So I mean, for me, vinyls is definitely the most fun. I mean, I have a huge Kiss collections from the 70s and up, you know. I don't know how many meters of vinyls with Kiss, you know, with singles and all these fucking shit. But so I come from vinyl, you know, and yeah, sometimes vinyls you think it sounds better because you see it also, you know. It's like going on a concert. You don't think about this guy singing out of key because he's so good on stage running around, but yeah. So that's what I mean. But it has a warmer sound. It all depends what kind of system you have, I guess.
Of course.
And it's good to hear this when it starts, you know.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. Shut Your Mouth is one of my all-time favorite videos. I remember seeing in Colombian television, rotate a lot of here. How important are the music videos to you, especially now with MTV is off and people hardly watch TV?
Yeah, I think it's a good promotion thing to your fans and show them, hey, we're back. Here's a new song, you know. So for me, I see it only as promotion, you know, to reach out to people. And of course, depends how crazy you want to be. If you want to spend $250,000 on a video, or if you want to spend $25,000 on a video, it all depends. But I mean, sometimes you can get good stuff for cheap, you know, because it's digital, it's easier to handle, and all these effects you can put on and stuff like that. So, but if you're gonna have a story, you're gonna have to come up with some good money if it's gonna look okay. So I mean, I'm not really into these text videos, you know, the lyric videos, but I understand it's better than just to listen to it on Spotify. If you see something, the lyrics and stuff, then it helps. Dare I say, it's my least favorite thing, but it's also still a tool of promotion to people to reach out and say, hey, here's another song from the album for those who only heard one song or two, you know.
Okay, final question. You collaborate with the band Lindemann, where you played all the instruments and you made productions. There was an incredible band, very risky, very provocative, an unique group. I love Lindemann. Lindemann go on. I was surprised by your departure, and I hear some rumors. Now that the smoke has cleared, what can you tell me? What motivated your departure from Lindemann?
Nah, it was just too much turbulence and things. I don't really want to get into it because, I mean, in the end, it worked great when we worked together. You know, I mean, we were just spitting out ideas all the time. You know, we've triggered each other to get inspired from each other. So that was a good thing. And then when it started becoming live things, things were not good. So that's all I can say.
Perfecto, ahí estuvo la palabra del señor Tägtgren, en la antesala a portas de lo que va a ser este show en el marco de Rock al Parque. Lleguen temprano, lleven una buena chaqueta, el clima está poco amigable, lo vamos a pasar muy bien. En los comentarios indíquenme si van a ver Hypocrisy o si ven este video posteriormente, cómo les pareció. Si quieren contarme otras cosas de Rock al Parque, adelante, los estaré leyendo y también ahí vamos comentando, ampliando el debate. Mi nombre es Alejandro Bonilla, soy periodista musical. Quiero invitarlos a que me sigan en mis redes sociales. Ahí van a encontrar también reseñas de discos y bueno, mucho contenido adicional. Nos vemos este fin de semana en Rock al Parque, vamos a pasarla muy bien. Suscríbanse al canal de Alejandrosis. Hasta pronto.